What's up, folks? Welcome back to TacticalTortoise. My name is Trevi, and the time that we've been waiting for has come. I think this is not an unexpected announcement, but it is an unfortunate one. Just today, July 28th, 2023, Games Workshop over on Warhammer Community has announced that the main list building function of the Warhammer 40k app will move to pay to play. So for those who don't know, with the launch of 10th edition, Warhammer 40k launched their own app that included references for all of the datasheets, indexes, and rules of the game. In addition, it also had what they called the Battleforge, which was a relatively simplistic but functional army creation tool. It did have a couple errors in it, some idiosyncrasies. You had to individually put in each weapon that every model was equipped with. It didn't automatically populate with the standard equipment and then have you be able to swap that out. A little bit clunky, but not the end of the world, and for the most part, that is what everyone has been using to create their armies for Warhammer 40k up until now. But that may change coming August 30th. You're now going to have a Warhammer Plus subscription in order to be able to use the Battleforge feature. Now, the reference and index features of the app will remain free. However, we know based on past announcements that these will be moved back to a paid model once codexes for those indexes release. So that will probably begin to happen in September, because we're going to see the rollout of the Tyranid and Space Marine codexes for 10th edition. Those will most likely move those indexes. behind a paywall, since they're incentivizing you to purchase the codexes. Now, obviously, this is wildly unfortunate. Access to free rules is one of the biggest upsides the 10th edition has had so far, and that is going the way of the dodo. And it's good that the Warhammer 40k app is such a good reference for rules, because that's its primary functionality right now. And if you're not interested in paying for a Warhammer Plus subscription, that is what it's going to be used for the near future. Locking the list building tools behind the paywall first is unfortunate and probably not the greatest move that Games Workshop's ever made, because our old friend has made a return.
I come back to you now, at the turn of the tide.
The Battlescribe 40k team has just released earlier this week their 10th edition data repository. Now, Battlescribe is a bit of a controversial app. It's kind of abandonware at this point, but still makes a bunch of money from people subscribing to the Battlescribe Plus service, where you can open up some additional functionality in the app for yourself. That said, the app creator doesn't really update it anymore. It is getting more and more out of date, and it's a bit of a controversial topic. However, the 40k roster team is making a more of an open sourced data set that other apps are going to be able to use. For the time being, you can use it in Battlescribe just fine. So if you open up your Battlescribe app either on the browser or in a desktop format and go to the repository section and search for the 10th edition repository, it is a separate data repository from the 9th edition one, so you'll have to download an entirely new data set. But once that is open, you have the functionality of that Battleforge from the 40k app in your Battlescribe app. And it uses all of the past features of Battlescribe, so if you do have a subscription, you can save your unit compositions and things like that, but also it does auto-populate with weapons, so you don't have to manually go through and mark that everyone's equipped with a close combat weapon like you do in the 40k app. So definitely some swings and roundabouts there. Unfortunate that the 40k Battleforge is moving behind a paywall, but nice that we now have Battlescribe back. And for those of you who play online and on TTS, that makes yellow scribing your army a lot easier. I have some videos on the channel on how to do that. Yellow Scribe is compatible with the 10th edition data set, so all you need to do is create your army in the new 10th edition set, save it, and upload it to the Yellow Scribe XYZ site. Don't use the original Yellow Scribe site. That one's actually defunct, but that will get you all of the online functionality that you know and love. So that's things like responsive wound trackers on your models, auras to measure deep striking and aura abilities and things, as well as the entire datasheet imported directly into the tooltip or brought up on the numpad 1 menu. All of that is going to be back, and we don't have to play with our Stone Age TTS setup anymore. But anyway, that's all I have to say about this super fast video. But let me know down in the comment section what you think of the change to pay to play for the 40k app, at least for its army construction for now. Thanks as well to everybody who supports the channel, either over on Patreon at patreon.com/TacticalTortoise, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subscribers. All you people are great, and I love you. Remember to keep it classy, folks, and have happy wargaming.